Welcome back to Melody Guitar Book 3. This book focuses on reading and playing melodies in standard music notation. You can watch all these videos for free, but it's going to be a lot easier to learn if you have your own copy of Melody Guitar 3 that you can read from and write in, plus you can help support a music teacher. So I'll leave a link in the description. This is the last lesson of Melody Guitar 3. We are on page 94. We have a duet in cut time. This is Pat a Pan. Now, starting on page 95, there's a reference section with all of the scales you've learned up to this point in these melody guitar books. I'm not going to go over those because I've already put out several lessons with these scales and I'm not just going to rehash those, but I will put links for all of my scale videos in the description. Once you're finished with Melody Guitar 3, the next logical step is to move on to Melody Guitar Book 4, which focuses on reading and playing melodies up and down the neck. Now, the Melody Guitar Book series is all about playing single note melodies, but if you want to check out some of my chord books, check out my rhythm guitar series. If you finished Melody Guitar 3, you are well beyond Rhythm Guitar 1 at this point. You may want to check out Rhythm Guitar 2, which focuses on open chords, strumming, and fingerstyle patterns, or maybe Rhythm Guitar 3, which is a deep dive into movable chord forms, or First Movable Guitar Chords, which is kind of a light version of Rhythm Guitar 3, or if you're into jazz, you may want to check out my book, 3-Note Jazz Guitar Chords. And if you'd like to understand the theory behind all of this stuff, you may want to check out Guitar Theory Modules. I'll leave links for my books in the description. 1, 2, ready, and play. On page 94, we have the last thing to play in this book. This is number 229, Pat a Pan. This is a duet. It is in cut time. We can see that it's half note equals 80. We have two flats in the key signature, B flat and E flat. That puts us either in the key of B flat major or its relative minor, G minor. And there are no chords in this one, but you can see at the beginning, Guitar 2 is playing a whole bunch of Gs, and at the end, both parts are playing Gs, so pretty safe bet this is in the key of G minor. At the beginning, Guitar 1 is doing a lot of waiting around while Guitar 2 plays. So just count your rest and follow Guitar 2 while it plays 1, measure 2, measure 3, and measure 4, and then Guitar 1 is in the second half of measure 4. Counting is 1, 2, and now watch out for this B flat. We just got done playing a D here, so if you want to, you can prep for the B flat by holding down the third string as well while you play the D. Just kind of mash both of those strings down so you're ready for the B flat on the 3rd fret. Watch these staccatos here. Want to be ready for those 8th notes. Let me back it up to the staccatos. 1, 2, E and a 1. Always watching out for those B flats. Staccato. 1 and a 2 and. When you get to that G, make sure you count through that entire G and then count through the rest coming up so you come in at the right time in the next section. So beginning on that G in the 4th measure of the 3rd system, that's going to be counted 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1. And from this point, guitar 1 simply repeats the melody. So everything you did in the first section, do in the second section, but I want to talk about a few things as they relate to guitar 2. At the beginning of the fifth system, the second to last system, guitar 1 is playing. Notice guitar 2 has some answering eighth notes. Now, if guitar 1 and guitar 2 are playing eighth notes at the same time, one of you is in the wrong place. So if you hear guitar 2 answering you, that's the way it's supposed to be. So guitar 1 would be playing, and then guitar 2 plays eighth notes, and then guitar 1, and guitar 2. So even though it's the same melody as the first half, there are some things in guitar 2 that may throw you off. Just be ready to count. And speaking of counting, at the very end, you have some longer notes while guitar 2 is playing over and over again. So make sure you're counting through those. Beginning of the last system of guitar 1, 1, 2, 1, 1, 2, 1. And then you just hang out on that G while guitar 2 finishes out. Now let's go ahead and take a look at guitar 2. At the beginning, guitar 2 is doing a whole lot of this. It can be easy to lose track when you do the same thing over and over again. One trick I do is I will actually number my measures. So I'm counting 1, 2, 3, 4, and there's a double bar right there. I usually start counting over again at the beginning of a new section. So right after the double bar, even though it's the fifth time you're playing this, I start over counting at 1. 1, 2, 3, and finally we get to play a new note. Notice I did a little something different with that D in the second measure of the second system. We normally play D as an open fourth string, but I played that D on the 5th fret of the 5th string, same note, D, D. I played it that way for two reasons. One, it gives me a little bit more control with my staccatos. I have an easier time playing staccatos when I'm fingering a note, because I'm using my left hand to play that staccato. To me, that's just a little bit easier than staccato on an open note. Another reason I played the D like that is so I don't have to skip over a string. I can be a little bit more accurate. If I play low G to the open D, I've got to skip over that 5th string. If I play the 5th fret 5th string D, I'm playing on the next string. It's just easier for me to find. It's really up to you how you want to play those Ds, but I just want to give you that option. And that's also a little preview as to what playing up the neck will do for you. And we're going to get into playing up the neck in Melody Guitar 4. Moving on, at the beginning of second system, you're either playing Gs or Ds. So there's really not much more to talk about in the first three systems. Let's move to the fourth system. At the beginning of the fourth system, we have this low G, and then this D, and then finally we get to play something other than ba, 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 ba. So beginning from those Ds, B flat, 1 and 2 and 1. Watch the F sharp. And this is still an F sharp here because of the rule of accidentals. And this is a little tricky right here. All four of these notes at the end of the fourth system are on the same string. F sharp, D, E flat, 1st fret, and that's an F sharp again because of the rule of accidentals. Fifth system, rest. And I talked about this spot when we went over guitar 1. Guitar 2 is answering guitar 1. Beginning of the fifth system, we have G, rest, 1 E and a 2. If we put that with guitar 1 plays, and then you answer. And here's that tricky spot again, F sharp, D, E flat, F sharp, all in the same string. Here's another F sharp right here, again, rule of accidentals. And then last system, we're going back to ba, 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 ba. We have G, D, and then low G. And notice again, I'm playing these Ds on 5th fret, 5th string. You can play them open if you like. Here's a second measure of the last system. And getting softer and softer. And it's not marked, but you could slow down there if you like as well. Your assignment is to practice both parts of the Pat-a-Pan duet on page 94, and then you're done with the book. So I hope to see you again in Melody Guitar Book 4 or some of my other books. Don't forget to check links for my books in the description.